The Michael Jordan rookie card debate is over. The Star 101 is the rookie. That was Sports Cards Dad's video, and here is my response to it. But here's also why it matters a lot. People are saying, after 40 years, why does it matter? There's multiple reasons why it matters. Check it out.
After 40 years, Beckett and PSA have changed their mind on star cards. Let's see what's happening in the star market and how it affects rookie cards in 86 Fleer.
All right, welcome back to the 1980 Star Basketball channel. So a big video by Sports Card Dad, Dustin, put out and basically said, end of debate. The Star 101 Jordan is the true rookie card. And I found this kind of, obviously, it was, to me, it's actually just common sense. And just a shout out for him. It's obviously a big position to take. Knowing that he has a lot of people who, in a hobby that this would, upset. It's a controversial thing when now in the last couple of years, I don't think it should be. I think this is, I do understand some of it. I understand it kind of, but to me, especially now, looking at all the things that have come out, it's just making it kind of a clear decision, which is why I think he actually took this stance. So, and to give some context, so I created this channel. So this channel only about 3.5 months ago, 4 months ago. And I only started getting into Star about 8 months ago. So I have, I've always been, I collect packs. So to go into it, if there's any bias that I have, 35 years or, collecting has all been Fleer. It's all been packs. That's where my childhood bias is and where my collecting over the years has been. I've gotten back into the hobby here and there, and I've gotten, as I've said in my other videos, but if you're just watching this for the first time, I very much have collected and love 86 Fleer. For some people are kind of looking at it going, my prior videos, oh, you're just bashing 86 Fleer. And that's a generic way to say it. No, because I made it clear. If I wanted to bash the 86 Fleer, I would say it much differently than this. It is the most iconic. The 86 Fleer Jordan is his most iconic, most popular, and in my opinion, his best photo. I think it is just bar none is the awesomest looking card. But just like Teapot, I don't agree. As far as the design, I don't really care for the outside design of the card. The colored borders. It was never something that I really liked. But so in terms of I collected Fleer packs starting at 88, 89. I'm a Jordan collector. I'm also a rookie card collector. And, that's where I'm coming from. And Dustin, like him, I'm a dad who got back into collecting. And, he just basically looked at common sense and kind of said, hey, and I think some of the factors also that he's looking at are the recent changes, PSA grading. And Beckett with their apology issue, the October 2022 issue, get it, look at it, is basically where Beckett comes back and says, oh, we got it wrong. They're real. They're spectacular. These are awesome cards. They don't outright say they got it wrong because they can't. It would kind of kill their own credibility. But they do the next best thing that they can. Jeff Wilson has come out, and looked and he had his graphic up for his, buying the 101 Star at the National. He paid $100,000 for it, and called it the true rookie card. So even with some of these big voices on social media, and Jeff Wilson, the biggest voice, it's here is the biggest in terms of, also in PSA grading and Beckett, you have the biggest voices changing stance. Well, here is PSA's Nat Turner, and I would argue PSA is by far the biggest voice in the hobby now. Beckett was the only voice back then, but now, I've seen this quote on Nat Turner said this before, but here's a clip that I found of someone else talking about it to the Cajun Cardboard guy, Brian.
People love the first card from the first base set, and so that's part of it. And to go along with what you were saying also about the XRC, I pulled this up. I interviewed Nat Turner coming up on about a year and a half ago now, and I asked him a question actually about the Fleer rookie. And this is what he said, part of his answer. Here's what he said. He said, but to be blunt, it's not actually Michael Jordan's rookie card. Speaking of the 86 player, he'd been playing in the league for 2 years before that. So his rookie card is in fact the star card from 1984-85, which is a beautiful card, the red bordered one. But it's just like the Mickey Mantle 1952 Topps. Everyone associates that with his rookie card, when in fact it is the 1951 Bowman.
So as you can see, with Nat Turner even saying that, now you have so many voices kind of saying that, well, this is the 101's the rookie card. And what's different about now is that you don't have a singular voice anymore. Like I've said, you don't have a singular voice. You have multiple voices. So you have to kind of read in between the lines for guidance and where the hobby is going and what's happening. But again, I think before it's always a false narrative, and now it's just correct information is coming out. So, with this, people going, well, what's the main argument? That there's a few small arguments, but it's more misinformation. Like people will say, oh, it wasn't nationally distributed. Yes, it was. So that's just a misinformation. Really, it all kind of comes down to one simple argument. It wasn't randomly pack pulled. Star came in team packs, team bags, whatever you want to call it, but it wasn't a full, you didn't buy the entire set together. You basically bought packs, team bags, because it made more sense to distribute them that way. But remember, Topps went out of business for basketball doing that. The context of the time is no one wanted these things. So, putting together these packs, the pack pulled argument that people are saying that, oh, they have to be randomly inserted. That to me carries such little weight. It's not even just to me. Other people that I have, watched and talk about it, they're thinking everyone's the same thing. Like, why does this matter? It's just a distribution method. What if this distribution method changed in the future and there wasn't packs? Would all of a sudden all these cards forever made not be legitimate? Of course not. But it's all just silly. It's all noise. To me, the pack pulled argument is only beneficial and created by the people who make packs or benefited from packs, like Beckett. Beckett's advertiser, people who make and sell packs. The cards are kind of secondary to them, but for us, really, the cards are everything. I get that packs are fun. They are. I loved packs, but I don't collect now in packs. I don't buy them. I buy single cards, as do most collectors, especially for those areas. Anything vintage, almost all of it is single card stuff. But, the pack pulled. And here, just a couple of clips as I was watching. Here's a couple of other people who, are thinking the same thing.
Star Jordan checks more cards on the checklist of a rookie card, except for the one that it's not pack pulled.
No, it checks all the boxes, but
that one, right? But the pack pulled. 86 Fleer would not even check the main box, which is the first card of playing the game at the highest level, right? Which is the NBA.
Yep.
I would say that's way more important than the fact that it wasn't pack pulled, right?
Yep.
Very important card. I do think it's his true rookie. It's Star was a licensed brand. If people want to, you hear the if it's not pack pulled, then it's not a true rookie. I think that there's just a fine line with that because there's cards now that are coming out that I wouldn't consider pack pulled that we're calling rookies.
Kind of saying the pack pulled argument is so minor, and really when you kind of look at it, when something is distributed is more important than how, because the how was actually fairly similar. It's just it's the same. You're ending up with a product, a basketball card. At the very end, you just got a basketball card. But it was made in 1984. That's the thing about sports cards. They're a timestamp. It's kind of like my collection. It's a museum of timestamp of that year. So if you have it in 1984, that is the timestamp. It was made in 84. That is what the rookie year is. That's why reprints and everything are, they're not valuable, and counterfeits and whatnot. They're not the originals. So those things were made in that year. That is much more important than having, was it put in a wax wrapper, that carries such little weight. But I get, again, but saying that, I get that packs have been in the hobby, totally love them, but they just don't mean that much in terms of determining what the card is. So anyway, why does this all matter? It kind of boils down to this. Why after all this time? And we don't care. I don't care. You may not care, but again, the thing is people are coming into the hobby. It is very important for a couple of reasons. They kind of morph into one full reason, is that you're not being sold something that isn't correct. It's coming down to misinformation. If you have the correct information, you make your own decisions and you come to your own conclusions. But people trying to withhold the correct information or sell you, because the word rookie on it, it sells. Well, you have almost 40 copies of the 86 Fleer to a 101. You can sell a lot more of those, and more people can. And so the money to be generated, it's more of a sell, sell, sell. And I say I would just prefer to have the correct information. I'll make my own choice. But trying to say something, oh, that sucks, or that isn't good, or that isn't legit. That's simply trying to misinform people and direct them to, what benefits you or someone else. So really, it's very important, because of people getting back in. If they know all this information, let them choose and let them figure out. That's what I didn't like about, look at this for Victor, the rookie card specialist, he calls himself, and he responded to Dustin, and Dustin even kind of called him out, and with these comments of, you're trying to rewrite history, that's dangerous, and because of values. Values aren't what makes a rookie card. So you can see his bias immediately. He's come out and said, after all these factors and weighing it in, the 86 Fleer, and you can see his bias immediately. It all comes down to values. Don't mess with the values. And no one's rewriting history. It's just correcting misinformation. And it was a false narrative to begin with. This guy also talks to Beckett, Dr. James Beckett, a lot, who made the initial XRC, who many people, again, disagree. It was a false narrative. And that's coming, and that's what's changing, is the information out and people going, wait a minute, no, that's not correct. So, with the information, now that you have it, doesn't matter if the 86 Fleer goes up, down, I don't care one way or the other. All that I'm just kind of looking at is, hey, are people being told the right thing or told all of the information? That's it. And that's all. And with that in mind, most people care about values. So that's what everyone's, you just want the 101 to go up. Nope, actually don't care. It'd be nice, but I'm planning on keeping that forever. And that makes, if I sold it, nothing's going to change my life. Kind of like Jerry Buss said. I like how he said it. He got $1 billion offer for the Lakers. And he looked at, he said, well, the first thing I'd want to do with all that money is buy the Lakers. So why would I want to sell it? It's one of the greatest card. It's the greatest card in the hobby to me. And it's also very rare. So, I just really like it for that. It's kind of a cool story and everything. But as far as values, I really don't care what happens one way or the other. However, I hope you have, what you enjoy, or, with more information, maybe you change, maybe you don't, but you at least have it. So hope you like the video. Like, subscribe. I'd love to hear the comments. I know get them a whole bunch of different opinions, but go ahead and leave them just so I can see what people are thinking. And I'll see you at the next video.